We'll begin with Aisha from Germany.
Yes.
Good.
So I have a question about Surah, about a verse in the Quran.
Yes,
It's chapter 81 and verse 24.
verse 24.
Yes.
Right.
So this is Surah Takweer, and the verse she has quoted is A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem وَلَقَدْ رَآهُ بِالْأُفُقِ الْمُبِينِ, and he assuredly saw him on the clear horizon. She wants the explanation of this one.
Read
Some few verses before.
Yes, yes. Few verses before and after.
إنه لقول رسول كريم ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين مطاع ثم أمين وما صاحبكم بمجنون ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين وما هو على الغيب بظنين وما هو بقول الشيطان الرجيم فأين تذهبون إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين.
That's right. Translate.
The translation is given as follows: that this is surely the word revealed to a noble messenger, possessor of strength, established in the presence of the Lord of the throne, entitled to obedience and faithful to his trust. And your companion is not mad, and he assuredly saw him on the clear horizon, and he is not niggardly with respect to the unseen, nor is he the word of Satan, the rejected. Whither then are you going? It is nothing but a reminder unto all the words.
This whole passage requires special attention in translation and interpretation, because the references are crisscross, and they may mean this or they may mean that. So when you concentrate upon them, then you can clearly see, of course. But for a casual reader, they may present some difficulty. So it is not just the verse which you pointed out, to which I will refer now. I would like to refer to the whole narration, beginning from
إنه لقول رسول كريم. إنه لقول رسول كريم ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين.
Now, who is Rasul? إنه لقول رسول كريم. Who is this Rasul Kareem? That is the first point to be determined. Some believe it was Hazrat Jibreel to which this verse refers, and some believe that it is Rasul Kareem as we know him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is mentioned. But this verse will automatically clarify the whole point as it proceeds. This session of verses and this procession of verses will clarify, please.
Next is ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين.
ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين can also refer again to Jibreel alayhi salam, because in the zil arsh makeen, and makeen can also refer to Ahmad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, though he is not in the zil arsh, in the arsh, but in the zil arsh, that is God, he is still makeen. He is not only Ameen, he is also makeen. So the references are dual references at the same time. Please.
مطاع ثم أمين.
Muta'in thamma amin. Now that also applies to Jibreel and Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallam. He is muta' primarily, and Ameen, of course, as we know him. But also Jibreel is muta' when he carries a message from Allah. And that also is exactly the position of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is muta' not because he is Muhammad. He is muta' because he is Muhammad Rasulullah. So Jibreel can also be muta' in that sense that whenever he carries a message from Allah to Hazrat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then he becomes muta as far as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is concerned, because of the message of God he is carrying. And Muhammad Rasulullah becomes muta as far as the rest of the world is concerned, because he delivers that message to the mankind ultimately. Please.
وَمَا صَاحِبُكُمْ بِمَجْنُونَ.
وَمَا صَاحِبُكُمْ بِمَجْنُونَ. This particular reference now is to Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is talking strange things, receiving from a spirit which is the Holy Spirit, and conveying you with perfect amanat, with perfect loyalty to the message itself. This man is not mad. He is talking strange things, but he is not mad.
وَلَقَدْ رَآهُ بِالْأُفُقِ الْمُبِينِ.
He did see Jibreel al-Ufuq al-Mubin. He did not see God al-Ufuq al-Mubin. He did see Jibreel on Ufuq al-Mubin.
وَمَا هُوَ عَلَى الْغَيْبِ بِزَنِينَ.
وَمَا هُوَ عَلَى الْغَيْبِ بِزَنِينَ. Otherwise, he could not have told you of things unseen. And whatever he received from Jibreel about the unseen, he was not niggardly about expressing that to you, telling you, passing on that on to you.
وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلِ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ.
Now that again, which he passes on to you, relates to ghaib. What he saw on the horizon was definitely that spirit which is referred to as the Holy Spirit. And Satan had nothing to do with what was related to him. وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلِ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. It is most certainly not the word of Satan which was revealed to Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ لِلْعَالَمِينَ.
فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ. In which direction you are being driven? You move away, move astray. In which direction? Talking of Satan? Could Satan be the person who revealed these things to him? But how could the subject matter be of benefit to the whole world? If Satan was the author of the Quran, the subject of the Quran could not be a benefit to the whole world, because Satan cannot do but harm to mankind. And the very Quran which is being revealed to the Muhammad Rasulullah is a benefit to the whole mankind. So it certainly is not the work of Satan. See? Now, is your query made or answered or not yet?
There's in the interpretation of this Holy Quran, of this
yes,
one,
no,
the other one is mentioned that this 24, the verse 24, he assuredly saw him on the dear horizon. It's mentioned that it refers to either that he has seen the promised Messiah in the sky, or that he has seen that it means it's a beneficial for the Islam later on, and that was confusing.
No, I don't agree with that interpretation, in the sense that there are some interpretations which are a bit too far away off from the mark, where a wishful believer or thinker can extend those interpretations, and he has his own argument to present. But this is not the interpretation which I will pass as genuine and the prime interpretation which should be first mentioned. On the basis of that first information, you can build on other stories if you like. But what I have said is exactly what I believe in. And I can, as you can see, I can prove it from the sequence of these verses, and they are understandable and acceptable to anyone.
It seems more logical.
Any Ahmadi, non-Ahmadi, equally well. But these verses, these suggestions which are made in Ghulam Freed,
Yes.
are mostly for Ahmadi ears to hear, Ahmadi eyes to see. The non-Ahmadis would make fun of these suggestions. So I personally believe that they should be stricken off from our interpretation, but that I cannot do because this is the work of a great scholar of Ahmadiyyat who wrote this commentary, and this commentary was virtually approved, not all of it, but virtually approved by the late Hazrat Muslim. So it is not for me to interfere, but of course I have every right to suggest things other than what has been suggested here. Right? Thank you. Will you require 5 or 10?
Yeah, just about that.
Less than 10?
Yes, inshallah.
More than 5, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So I'll come.
I will delete it more than.
Okay. Take your time.
Okay, sir. Come on, look, sir.
Have you completed?
No, just that's Toma.
Now this should be remembered that my purpose in this session is not to completely open up the issue of such commentaries which have been presented by Mullah Ghulam Freed, late Mullah Ghulam Freed Sahib and others. I do not fully disagree with them either. But because this is not the purpose of examining all their arguments, they must have some arguments to present a new type of translation, interpretation. But without examining them in full, in detail, it is not for me to comment on them. But apparently, as I see the import of those interpretations, I think for the common public, particularly for the rest of the world who is not a Muslim, who is not Muslim or not Ahmadi Muslim at the same time, it is difficult for them to digest all that has been mentioned by way of interpretations. So I try to remain within the confine of those interpretations for which I am responsible. I can prove them to be correct to the whole world, whether they belong, they are Muslims or non-Muslims. You understand? So it's not an evasion of the subject, but I feel in such sessions these interpretations cannot be taken fully on. You understand the point? My limitations, of course, huh? Right?